I wish it was that easy.
Okay, so this styrofoam head that I'm using is smaller than my actual head. So I use this bandana thing to bulk it up, try to get it to my size, and it didn't really work out. I mean, it worked out okay. Then I covered it in saran wrap, aluminum foil, and duct tape, and I had to add some extra aluminum foil, as you can see, around the eyes just to kind of bulk it up because the mask is not, sunk into the eye. Then I drew it out and cut out all the different parts, which was kind of difficult. And then I just pinned them down and cut them out on the foam and all of that stuff. Now, this is a was well, it was a very difficult project. Because even though I've done foam and prop making cosplay stuff before, this was very different because this was the first time I made something that was wearable. And the other difficult thing was I wanted to make something where the faceplate was detachable. And you'll see in a little bit why that's just very difficult to do. So you can see all the pieces here that are cut out, and it all worked really well. The foam and everything is great. Now here I'm just kind of cutting some angles out just so that all the pieces will fit together, no problem. And I did try to use contact cement, but it didn't work. I needed something that bonded quickly, so I used super glue. And also, I didn't film any of the gluing because it was just a lot of work. And plus, it was super glue, so it was getting like everywhere. So this is it, and this looks pretty good, honestly. I think it looks good at this point. Not a lot of details and everything, but overall, I think you can see the shape, you can kind of see what I'm going for, and so far, so good. Now we're going to start to get into the not so good part. So here is the foam that I'm going to be using for the faceplate. It is this thick foam, and it's actually a really nice foam. It's just like craft foam, but just thicker. And what you can see here is I actually used the very thin craft foam to sort of make a template. I glued it around the sides so I could make sure I get the exact right shape. And then what I did was I cut that out and used that as a template to cut out the exact same shape on the thicker foam. Now this all works great. This all works fine. I got the right shape, it looks the same. It's just, a little thicker. But because I wanted this to be detachable, you can see here I'm planning on, my thought process here is, okay, I'm going to use Velcro. I tried using magnets, but the magnets were not strong enough. They were strong magnets, but when you put like the foam in between them, it wasn't strong enough. Plus they were too big. So I may come back at some point in the future and like revisit this mask and, add the magnets. Here I just added some elastic to give a little give, so it would fit a little more comfortably. But yeah, I wanted this to be detachable, and you can see it here in the thick, and it kind of, it's just, it doesn't it doesn't work. It's just, it's an experiment, it's, I'm trying, but yeah, you can kind of get it to stick, but it doesn't stick well enough. I mean, there you can kind of see it kind of works. It might, maybe you could get something out of it with the Velcro. But really, I just think that if I just had gotten smaller magnets that were strong and I put them on the edge of the faceplate and the mask, it would work a lot better. So I may do that in the future. Now, for this part, when the Ironman mask or helmet is open, the faceplate kind of sits on the top. So these are the magnets that I bought. And I just added those to the top of the mask and the back of the faceplate so that it would, hold it there. You can see here that I covered the mask part with the thin craft foam just to try to give it a smoother look. I don't know if it made it worse or better. And then, yeah, this sort of like speed bump that I added to the mask, don't worry, I fixed that. I know it's atrocious. Basically, the mask sort of has this ridge above the eyes, and apparently I was trying to do that, but trust me, I fix it. So, you can see I added the magnet to the back of the mask or the faceplate, and then I'm just covering it in like an Elmer's glue water mixture. This just kind of seals the foam. It just kind of gives a little bit of a protective layer. It helps a lot with painting so that the foam doesn't just soak up like all your paint, and helps with that. So I did that with both, and yeah, here's the speed bump. It's I don't know, I don't know what I was thinking, but oh, and here's something fun. This is a soldering, well, actually, it's a wood burner kind of kit. It has soldering, all this stuff, and I don't know why I never thought to use that. I completely forgot I had that tool that would have helped this entire project so much. But you can see I took the speed bump off. It's very bad, but so I kind of, took a break, and here I'm painting, and then I did, don't worry, I do try to fix the actual faceplate and smooth out where the speed bump was. So here I'm just painting, and there was a little bit of gold on the mask. If you ever look up Ironman, you'll see that. And, the painting actually was pretty nice. The painting, painting's always kind of goes pretty easy. And here you can see this is kind of the best I could get it with the, hot, like, soldering iron thing. So I painted it. And yeah, it's just, it's interesting. Okay, so here it is. This, it's so bad. I mean, I'm definitely gonna need to, come back and, work on it. But, it's not a failure if you've learned something. And I have learned a lot with this piece. I have learned, one, that I have a wood burning, soldering tool that works really well with foam that I should never forget again. And I've learned that having the right size styrofoam head is helpful. I've learned to, the uses of foam and paint, and I've learned that when you're making something that is to be wearable, you really have to, measure and measure again and measure and, just check it, 3 times or more, 20 times, before you cut it out. And this is the faceplate. So, yeah. Will it fit on there? Yes, you can, and you can kind of get that Ironman-esque look. But, yeah, magnets, like little magnets in here and on here, I think would help a lot better. But, you know what? I don't hate it. I've learned, like I said, I've learned a lot through this process, and I still enjoy making, foam pieces, cosplay props, and things like that. So I would definitely like to do more wearable pieces, and this is just, I even have some, new ideas for some pieces to work on. But overall, yes, I don't hate it. It's just a piece that is a reminder of the lessons that I've learned. So I hope you all have enjoyed this video, this whole process. If you have gained nothing from this video except, laughable entertainment, then that is fine. If you maybe have gained a lesson about, how even if your mistakes or failures look as bad as this, but you can still learn from them, then therefore they're not a mistake or a failure, then that's good. And if you have been inspired by this, questionable train wreck of a project to make your own foam pieces, then that is really, really, really good. So I hope you all have a great day. Thank you all for watching. And yeah, just remember that if you've learned from it, then it's not a failure or a mistake.